Happy winter solstice, everybody. It is Friday. Kaya's here.
Happy hour.
It's happy hour. Grab something red because we remember everyone deployed every Friday. And my buddy, Clint Westwood, is here. Oh, Nana's putting on the bows. She's got something red. Good job, Nana. I love it. Get in the Christmas spirit because we love to say Merry Christmas. And F you, Kamala. So, grab a drink, everybody. We'll see you on the other side. Give us a like, share the video, and let's see what's going on. I heard Superman's talking about crypto. He named his dog that. Does that have anything to do with Doge? I don't know. I'll show you all the cool stuff right after this. Hello, Westwood. Happy Friday. Happy solstice.
Yes, it's the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. I think it happens at what, 3:20 Central Time. That's the moment.
3:20 Central.
AM tonight.
AM. Oh,
yeah, right. Okay. So when I'm live on Spaces and slurring my language and speech, I'll be moving into the winter solstice. Through the winter solstice, the shortest time of the year, where the sun dies apparently in the sky and then is resurrected because the days start to get a little bit longer.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I am like
exactly
cold weather and all that. Oh Lord, are you serious?
Well, hang on.
My sister does watch my show because she just called. The minute we went live, we've been trying to get a hold of her all day. So
Javier has that problem on Hash It Out too. He's like,
"Don't
really? Call me between 4 and 6," and he says, "Everybody calls me between 4 and 6. They must just hear 4 and 6."
Yeah, it's like, oh, you do watch my show. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like,
love you too. I love you too. So funny. Terrible like things happening today, but also good things happening. I'm curious. I'm kind of a little, there's always 5D chess, whatever things going on with budget things. So they like that big giant bill like got shot down. I thought that was great, but because of Elon's influence and people getting on Twitter and having conversations, which is cool because it's kind of like a public square thing. People are like, oh, did you hear this was in it? And did you hear that was in it? And I think the biggest thing people were hearing is that Congress was giving themselves a 40% raise.
Hey, it's tough living. The cost of living has gone up in DC.
Well, that's fine as long as they give the American people the.
And where hasn't it gone up? I mean, just you privileged little pansies. I mean, you get a big bump like that, and then we get, what's the cost of living?
The inflation. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Inflation.
Then there was a second bill that was much shorter, but it still was not much better. And then there was a third bill that was presented. I haven't gotten the update on that one.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at with it.
I don't know where they are with it. But then Raggedy Andy part due came up and said, I guess they were saying, well, if there's a government shutdown, how does that affect the transition team? And she said, well, then it would affect it could harm the transition. So is this kind of a 2D, 3D, 4D chess thing to stop or try to prevent Trump's transition?
Good question. I mean, I tend to think it's all theater. It's just what type of theater they're presenting. It's I don't know. It causes anxiety, I guess. It causes a cliffhanger. There's always a cliffhanger. What's going to happen next? Tune in tomorrow. And so I don't know. It'll get done, and they'll do it in some way. Probably strip it down to keep it going. And even if they don't, I think there's still money on the books for the essentials, and I'm fine with that. Shut all the other stuff down.
Yeah.
Problem is, then you got people not getting paid, military people, I think sometimes, don't get paid. I don't know what happens there.
No, military does get paid.
Do they? Okay.
But so it said that it continues military and Social Security. I can't remember what the other things, but crucial.
Okay,
things.
essential services.
So military, essential services, military and Social Security and essential services, which maybe we learned what things were essential during COVID or whatever.
Well, yeah, they shut it down. Remember during Clinton for a while and his administration, and it wasn't that bad. I mean,
okay,
things still operated. I mean, we still do what we do on the day-to-day basis. We're not thinking, oh my gosh, government shut it.
Things that are being shut down, but like Governor Stitt in Oklahoma. Even though Biden wrote the thing that said like, oh, well, for 5 years you can work from home. The same day, Governor Stitt said, and all state workers must come to work. So if this is a transition of shutting down federal workers, but engaging state sovereignty.
Right.
And I know that word gets dicey and gets people all anxious, but maybe that is the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with that. I mean, the state should be handling more of this stuff. The Constitution limits the powers of the national government pretty strictly, and if it doesn't, excuse me, if it doesn't fall under those definitions, it's supposed to roll back to the states or the people. So,
so then that brings the power back to the people on a local level, on a more local level, right?
That's what it should be. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with that.
Right. I mean, there's so much fat now. I guess the irony of the thing. Oh no, we're not doing this today. The irony of the whole thing is that we've got a Department of Government Efficiency to make it more efficient. Yet we want to get rid of the debt ceiling. Does that make sense? We're going to cut government, but we need to raise the debt. Unlimited, or have the ability to.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. There's so much. Again, choose your own adventure.
Double speak. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
It really
Give this dog a treat.
Give that dog a bone.
Should have left her in the house, but then she cries in the house. Dad's out in the bar.
I know. Speaking of dogs, while you're doing that, I wanted to share. I showed you a friend of mine on Facebook. Apparently, is a comic book lover. He's my friend who created the Mighty Mia, and, Bit Boy. Not Bit Boy. Did you? Whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Comic book for fighting democracy. No, it's not fighting democracy.
Fighting for freedom.
Fighting for freedom. Anyway.
Well, there is an argument to be made to fight against democracy.
I know. Sorry, my brain went just.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Lambs, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. There is a little word salad there. Okay. So, but he posted this very cryptic message, which I don't think he's any kind of conspiracy theorist. Maybe it was just I was reading into it. But then I watched the Superman trailer is out right now. And I watched it and I sent you a couple screenshots.
Yeah, I saw that.
His name is Kryptonite. With a K. Right.
But I think that's what Kryptonite is spelled with a K. And so that might be the little play. It's nice that they use crypto, because it's seeding the masses. But crypto with a K is funny.
Coming out July 11th, I believe. Or 9th.
611.
Okay.
69.
Which if you turn that upside down, that would be 9/11.
Oh man, come on! They did it to us again.
Just saying. And it says "Take me home" or "Coming home." It's very interesting. Also, at the beginning of the trailer, as Kent Clark's coming out, there's a big globe.
Kent Clark.
Isn't that his name?
Clark Kent.
Whatever.
That's Clark Kent.
I'm a little dyslexic.
I'm dyslexic. Don't blame me. I can't help myself.
Whatever. I don't know what it is. Clark Kent?
He just said.
That's Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the
what difference?
The world, the America, MAGA, USMCA is all one, and it's gold.
Oh, the golden age.
The golden age.
The golden-haired Commander-in-Chief. The golden age.
I don't know.
So interesting.
I don't know, but it has so many comms all over it.
Well, yeah. What's with his hair? I mean, there's got to be comms to his hairstyle because it's different.
Okay, What did you think of that? Because
Trump.
Mom thought it was a flat top and a military thing.
Well, I didn't
I
make
thought
that.
it was a mullet.
Trump?
Yes.
Which when he was at the stock market, I'm thinking last week, that hair is like
The newest
flattened
hair.
out, like just whooshed. It's
Well,
so
let me
weird.
see if I'll find the new haircut because
But then it was different. Just, I mean, not that, I don't know. It's always different. Makes me
tweeted
wonder
it.
what's going on with it.
Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's silver. It's very much a calm.
And there are times to where it looks like I see him when he's golfing, he looks really chubby and, like straight body. And then you see him in suits sometimes taking pictures at Mar-a-Lago, and it's like, who's this little guy? He looks tiny.
There's different Trumps.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't,
Yeah.
something's not lining up. I don't know.
Yeah. There's one that's been eating too many donuts.
Right. I mean, and it's obvious. And then you see him again, and I'm like, that doesn't even look like the same dude.
I
He's got the athletic cut.
There it is.
Wait. Pause. Oh, Lord. Yeah, hold on.
Must be the lighting in Florida. I don't know.
It's the lighting.
Right.
Or the lightning.
It could be. Yeah, that one. It's like, he's a little chubby. That's fine. But he's golfing. He's out moving around.
Yeah. See, I don't have my glasses on, I guess.
His hair is
It's just
swished
It's very
like
flat.
Yeah, it's like
Wolverine.
you want to come out of a wind tunnel.
Like a Wolverine.
Oh, so it's not just.
Maybe it's the hat. I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know. It's very
Well, it kind of
pointy.
reminds me of Pop get a flat top.
Or is he highlighting this picture in the back? Do you
I
notice
don't
this?
know. Framing it. Yeah, getting in the. No, you go
That's
sit
just
down.
conspiracy theory-ish.
Not for me.
I know. But yeah, his hair is always
We
different.
the people. The picture in the back says "We the People," and it's a bunch of flags with Trump doing the fight. But look at that. It is very flat top looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just looks different.
Head and blow it up. Look at it.
I don't know. I guess if you look at me at noon versus midnight, or 3 a.m., then there's a difference. That's for sure.
But he's holding a hat. But his hair would not look like that after wearing a hat.
You would not think so.
No. Yeah, Howie one says, I think that one is Trump number 7.
Yeah. Right. It's like, But I mean, that happens all the time. There's doubles. All these world leaders have doubles. You see it all the time. Hussein had how many doubles? Not Barry Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama. No, I'm talking about Saddam Hussein, Iraq. He had all kinds of them. Stop. And Zelensky, you saw that. He's got little doubles. Masked double.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows what's real anymore? That's what I mean, man. This is totally a movie. We're watching something. I don't even know who's in control, what's happening, whatever it is, but it's so. And the drones made me do it. The frequency of the drones, it's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, why are the drones only at night? Is the other thing for me.
I think it's more obvious to see them at night. They're probably out during. Well, maybe they're not out during the day. I don't know.
They're out during the day as well. I haven't heard of
I would
any
think.
drones during the day. I only hear about, and I only see pictures of drones at night.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I'm gonna let this dog out here and let her.
Okay, I'm going to show everybody the Superman crypto trailer. I think it's very funny and I think it's awesome.
Come on.
And the dog Crypto. So let me show you guys this because I love it.
And there's dog Crypto too.
Yeah, dog Crypto.
Astro.
The trailer teaser. Oh, why is it not doing the volume? Let's see. Here you go. Superman trailer. Crypto, take us home. Watch the trailer. Teaser trailer. Okay, now here they'll show the big gold, all of America right there. Oh no, that's Africa. South America. this one.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. July 11th, not June 11th. So
7-Eleven. All right.
7-Eleven.
Interesting. Now, I'll tell you what, if there's an alien invasion, that's the kind of alien I want to show up. If you know what I'm saying? Because he is, Clark Kent or Superman is an alien. He came from, way out. What was the planet that he came from? I don't know what he came from, but that's the kind of alien we want showing up.
The Superman one?
Yeah, we want him to show up. If we got an alien invasion, that's the kind of guy we want.
The other calm thing was that the Arrowverse franchise is officially dead. The timing of this, and if you go into this, the timing of this is kind of like the Hillary Bush, Obama.
I didn't look into that. What's it called again? The Arrow franchise?
The Arrowverse franchise.
Arrowverse. Okay.
So
What did they do?
So I looked into this, and it talks about Arrowverse is brought by brought DC Comics heroes to life on the small screen. Arrowverse refers to the interconnected universe of DC heroes. New shows like The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning were introduced. Blah blah blah. But Arrowverse TV show has officially ended. And the Superman rematch against Doomsday, defeat Lex Luthor, and even meet Krypto, the Superdog.
Krypto, baby. Seeding it.
Just saying.
Wow.
So this is very interesting to me because Arrowverse officially ends and they meet Krypto, the Superdog.
Okay, Krypto, the Superdog. It makes me think of Wizard of Oz, the little dog that exposed the whole shenanigans.
That's interesting.
They're using the little dogs to, with the monetary, sniffing, putting the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is what I thought. This popped in. It just popped in there. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Can't help it. I couldn't help myself.
No. Good question.
Is that Charlie G in the house?
I think Charlie G is in the house. They're on the road. I know.
Oh, I know they're on the road. They're on a mission from God.
Oh, I don't know what's happening.
There's all kinds of things going on. The superheroes are on the road doing things, making things happen. Crypto warriors, and there's a whole story to that. I don't even know if I should begin yet. Maybe I'll have another drink.
Well, I don't know if it's public, but
no, it's fine. Big
Marky in the house. I sent her a message. I was reaching out to her to check on her, and happy to see her in the house.
Yes, good.
And Warriors asking if they passed the spending bill. I have not. They are on iteration 3 last I heard, and it had not passed. We just talked about that a second ago. So glad to see you in the house as well.
Love all the peeps. Love the community. Love the people in here. I mean, spending your time on a Friday night hanging out with us, living vicariously in the Westwood Bar. Y'all hanging out, having a drink. Love it.
Yeah, good.
That's pretty cool.
Welcome, Crypto Munchie. Good to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for hopping in.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for chewing your way through the madness, and finding some truth.
Finding some truth. Wow. There's just been, lots of good stuff. But
Oh yeah, I want to say something about, because you simulcast on my YouTube channel, and so I've noticed it's been getting a lot more views. So I'm thinking,
good.
community might be like bifurcating, like going over to my channel, and so I want to. If you're watching this on my channel and you want to watch it after the fact, go watch it over there. But when it's live, come over here to Lisa's channel, because that's where the chat's at. So if you're kind of like, man, there's nobody chatting over in Westwood's channel, it's like me talking to myself. Come over here. Come to Lisa's channel.
Typically the live is on my channel.
This is where all the peeps show up.
But we do want to. But Westwood does a lot of daily rant with great crypto information and sovereignty kind of talk, and I don't know, even like daily news kind of stuff. So
it's everything. It's a wild rant.
Yeah, and
just so whatever I'm thinking about.
Follow his channel just for all kinds of stuff. But
you go back and watch, 5 years ago videos on there. It's gonna be the same thing I'm talking about now. It's just I just changed the scenery a little bit.
It's very empowering though to you're consistent. You're a rock for our community. Did you get? Can we get a Digibug update? Do we have a
Digibug update? Okay, hang on. Let me make a drink here real quick.
Okay.
Throw some ice in this and a little more gin and a lot less tonic.
It's worth a drink.
You can hear me scraping the ice out. All right, sorry. So anyway, I'm a little crazy. And, I search Craigslist for vehicles, certain vehicles. I got a couple of Digibugs. The one with the diesel in it, it's supposed to be rock solid, and it is, unless you got somebody like me that F's it up and do something I don't even want to get into that. But anyway, I've been looking for another Digibug because I got a gasoline one, and the fuel economy on those isn't that good. But the diesel, they're rock solid engines. They'll last for a long time. The fuel economy is great. Anyway, I've been looking for one. And so, I go on Craigslist and I put like 1,000-mile radius just because I want to see what they're going for, where they're at, that kind of thing. Well, I happened to find one of those motors inside of a Volkswagen Golf 2001. It just happened to be on the East Coast. And I'm like, I can't get that. And the price was right. And I'm like,
I see.
I reach out to Charlie G and the amazing Allie McTee, and they made it happen today. They went and got it and parked it at a safe location for now. And I imagine it's probably going to get driven out here for the next Westwood. They'll roll up in it. And so it's a whole long thing. But here's what it came down to. To tie it into crypto, this guy wants cash. He didn't know anything about Cash App. He didn't know anything about any of this digital stuff. He's like, his name's Bruno. And he's like, I just need cash. And so anyway, I'm like, how do I get them cash? Like overnight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, can I send you Litecoin, and can you have a PayPal? Okay, send it to PayPal. You get Litecoin, you can convert it to a PayPal balance, and then immediately send it into your checking or bank account, and then go to the bank and take the cash out. And so that's what happened. That was the easiest way to do it. And I'm just like, send the Litecoin. Done deal. The platform supports it, and it was boom, 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 done. Didn't have to, because a lot of times when you're sending like money from your bank accounts and different things, it's almost like there's a hold on that stuff, when you try and transfer cash. So anyway, you could have Cash Apped it and then went to an ATM, that kind of thing. But I wanted to use Litecoin. I don't even care. I got it before. I didn't sell it at like $88. I think it was 100, so I didn't get burnt too bad on it. It'll be like my Theta fridge back here. So this will be the Litecoin car that I paid X amount of Litecoin for, and then you all laugh and say, that's like $100,000 car. What's wrong with you?
No. Because Mom and I were talking about this today. Litecoin continues to be suppressed, but I said, if Uncle Cliff's 0 point energy stuff is right. And like when I was learning about the Stephen Greer thing, and Stephen Greer talking about but if the point of the alien ships is to introduce people to 0 point energy, like, look, there's no heat source. There's no combustible motor. We don't need to pay people. We don't need the petrodollar. We don't need to be enslaved by energy, because we are energy. And so we can peer-to-peer. And so if we can free humanity by understanding 0-point technology and energy, then we can use Litecoin. It doesn't need a dollar value.
And it shouldn't have a dollar value, because the dollar is tied to all that other stuff, that energy.
For slavery.
Right.
It can be used for its use case, which is the transaction, layer 1 transaction use case. And so then it is for we the people. We can stop thinking in their slavery system, then we will understand it's not about number go up.
No, it's about the utilitarian use case. And my example is, I could use it when I was kind of in a pinch. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get cash to, like, across the country? And it's like, boom, it was done. The tools made it happen.
But don't even say cash. How do I get value or transaction?
Right. I wish the guy would have taken it directly. That would have been awesome. But, he's an older, he's not into that. And but that's the economy that you want. Get to that point to where it's a true peer-to-peer electronic cash transaction, like the Satoshi white paper said, to where, boom, you got an asset, boom, here's your money, done, verified by the blockchain, no questions. You don't have to worry about counterfeit bills, fake gold, fake silver, and that happens. I had an instance, that I talked to somebody about a silver bar, and they're like, that could be fake, and it's just, you don't know sometimes. To verify that stuff. And that's the magic of the math that is the blockchain. It takes care of all the questions. When it shows up in your wallet, you got it, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's where, until we understand, until we can until we stop valuing it in dollars,
in something else,
free. Yeah. I just
because why would you? Like silver, why would you really value it in dollars? I get it. Yeah, well, you got to use dollars for this and that, but silver is silver. It is what it is. It's money unto itself. Gold, same way. It's money unto itself. Litecoin, it's money unto itself. You can use it and send it, and it's yours. You have it in your possession. Those are Litecoin is sound money for the digital age. Silver's sound money for the our age, live age, human age, whatever you want to call it, physical age. So it's
infinity.
Money is money. It shouldn't be based on anything else. It's just what do you get for it? You use that gold example, a nice suit, gold, 1 ounce of gold, whatever. How much for a 1.9 TDI engine and a running vehicle? How many Litecoin? I don't know.
Yeah. But that's where I don't think you will ever regret that.
I don't
ever.
I don't regret that 750 Theta fridge. Because, again, it's like Laszlo, 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas in 2010. But you got 2 pizzas. You actually could use it to do something rather than not, whatever.
No Picasso's in the attic.
Right,
no garage queens. No
pet rocks.
Queens, no pet rocks. Yeah. If you're not using it, if you're not using it, it has no value to you.
Right. It's like having a pet rock and then somebody's attacking you. Goliath is coming at you and you got a slingshot and you're like, I don't want to shoot my pet rock. I treasure it too much. And it's like, what's wrong with you? You got to use the rock. He's going to come kill you, David.
Yeah. In those Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer presentations and stuff, he equates those. So there's these amazing scientists who create different 0-point technology inventions, but he equates them to that horrible little thing on, I don't know, one of those weird movies where he's like, my precious.
Oh yeah, the Ring, Lord of the Rings.
Where he loves the ring so much that it destroys him.
Right.
Because they want money instead. And the irony is that they know what they created. They created something that provides free energy, which destroys the petro.
It kind of destroys the whole monetary concept at that point.
Yes, which destroys the monetary banking system, which destroys. So it frees humanity. You don't even have to burn trees to heat your home anymore.
Right. And if you don't have the device that can do what you need to do, if you've got free energy, you can 3D print it, or whatever. It's all this technology is based on needing energy and consuming energy, and there's a price on it. If there's no price on energy because you're sucking it out of the air and it's already there,
but they
I mean,
want
create anything you want.
their ego. They want dollars. They want a VC fund it and get their acknowledgement and their dollars instead of, they can't get, it's like there's a leap. There's some leap of, and I think it's ego. And
That's a lot of it. I think it's a mind thing. I got more than you, and you can lord it over, because you got people like that. They lord it over you because they have, this, and you don't have this. And it's like, well, I'm better than you. Well, mine's worth X amount of dollars, so it's better than yours. Yeah, but mine works. I don't care. Look at the dollar price, dude. Okay.
Instead of saying, wait, I created this and everyone can have it.
Exactly. Instead of, I need to win, and so therefore that many people need to lose. Why do we need to lose? That's the vampire mindset. I mean, that's the ivory tower. That's the current system, the paradigm that we're in, top of the pyramid mindset. It's like, oh no, you all got to suffer. We live in a world of abundance. Oh, people are starving and here and there. Yeah, because it's artificially created that way. There's plenty of food. There's plenty of energy out there. There's plenty of everything out there, and it's just, look at the land. Drive across the U.S. Look at all the freaking open spaces. Yeah. Land everywhere. There's land.
You away.
National parks are going to be closed, with no continuing resolution. So we need to go take it back, build a house.
State parks will be open.
Yeah, states.
So go to a state park.
Didn't we have a war about this where the state said, "Hey, we want to do whatever we want because we volunteered into this union." And listen, if you volunteered into the union, why can't you volunteer out of the union? Well, no, we're going to come crush some skulls. It's like, but I volunteered in. But now you're telling me through force you're not going to let me just opt out? Okay. So a lot changed after that whole Civil War thing, the Civil War, whatever, war between the states, whatever you want to call it, war of secession. That's something to look at, what happened after that and how things kind of got manipulated and changed, and we weren't the same after that.
It's crazy. It's so crazy to me where we are right now. Oh.
I opted in. I want to opt out. What's wrong with that? Come on. Oh, but we can have Canada as a 51st state. Opt in.
It looks like they're wanting to. Did you see Trump leaning on the conspiracy theory of Trudeau being Castro's son?
Oh, did he?
He's posting.
That's pretty funny.
Apparently, I thought that was
kind of obvious. I mean, really.
Yeah. I was enjoying that. Yeah. But
his mom, you see, there's all these pictures of her snuggling up next to Castro, and it's just like, okay, wink. Yeah, it doesn't even look anything like his dad. Like Trump. Really anything like his dad. Looks like his mom, but not his dad.
Yeah, it's not that far of a leap, to be honest. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's a whole thing that, if you really, because you look at the whole Podesta, you look at him, and then Jake, one of the Rothschilds, I don't know which Rothschild it was, looks just like him. And then you think, and Clinton the same way, it's like, we don't know who his dad was, it's all shady. Obama the same way. And then you think, maybe these are little babies from all these little dynasty families, that they seed out with a different name. And that's why, hey, we went to Columbia, and I've been a professor there, and I never even saw the guy or heard of the guy. It's like, but he was the editor of whatever newspaper. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, it's like these are the little children of these royal families, and self-imposed monetary royal families, and they have all these little kids that they groom up, and they're all over the place. And we're going to make you president today. I don't know. You start unwinding that, you're going to see a lot of family stuff going on. Is all I'm saying. With the people different than what you've been told.
It would be interesting. I would love to see something more and more. I've been seeing more and more of Catherine Herridge, which she had been like, you just destroyed by mainstream media, and
she's done good research.
She does research.
If you follow her, I can't believe she still has a job at, what is it, CBS or one of the big.
I'm not sure where she is, but she's really digging into.
She's been into this stuff.
Hunter Biden felony.
A real journalist for a change, right?
It affects the rest of the family. And now that they don't have the Fifth Amendment and all that, it's really interesting. So
I was just reading the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna
Funny guys in here. You're a funny guy.
Dave, he said something about some guy Cabian. I've never heard of that Cabian guy, but Jay Widener has an entire series interviewing with Dr. Greer, corroborating and cataloging a lot of research, validating his work. So I would tend to side with Jay Widener and Dr. Greer over some Cabian guy I've never heard of. You do you, boo. Everybody do their own research. And
that's exactly it. And it's like, I love that we have the fact to where, I've used this example before with Nana, to where, you used to have to go to the card catalog and look up stuff and try and find information.
Yes.
Like, hey, are there any Bigfoot books in here? I don't know. And it's, and then now there's so much out there. It's like, what Bigfoot interview channel do you want to listen to? There's all this information. I love it, but I think it messes people's minds up though, because there's just so much information overload that, people are like frazzling right now. They're just like frazzled. And it's just, I'm like, we were talking about this before the show. People are like, aliens in the sky over Jersey. And we're like, next. It's just like, what do you got next? What's next on the bingo card?
Yeah.
Come on.
We're almost bored with it. Yeah.
Right. But there are people legitimately freaking out because they're not in that mindset. And I think crypto, it opens up your mind in a lot of ways, because you really start thinking about everything. You start thinking about money. What is money? And what is money used for? And how can it be used for? And then you're like, wait a minute. They can make all this stuff happen with all the trillions of dollars that they've created. And the Pentagon, this is an audit for the 7th time in a row. And, before 9/11, $2.3 trillion the day before. $2.3 trillion missing from the Pentagon. Forget about it. In 2001, 19, that's how old I am. In 2001, the day before 9/11, September 10th, they come out and say $2.3 trillion missing they can't account for. That's over 20 years ago. $2.3 trillion then. That was a lot of money. Unfathomable amount of money. Now it's like every year we owe $2.3 trillion in debt. But it's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But then you go down that rabbit hole and you think about, what is money? Okay, what is anything? If they're using money to enslave us, what are they enslaving us with? And it opens up your mind to all this other stuff to where, whatever, next. And that's kind of how I look at things. Next. What you got? That ain't enough. No, we're going to have a holographic Jesus come down, and, come on, man, trust yourself.
Jesus. There was something that I think a lot of people missed that was in I think this was in the original bill that they were saying, the United States person. The term United States person means any United States citizen or an alien lawfully admitted for permanent residence to the United States, an entity under the United States law or United States under any jurisdiction within the United States, including any foreign branch, entity, or any person in the United States. Just any person in the United States.
If you're here, you're good.
So that redefined a U.S. citizen as any person, and that was one of the things they were trying to sneak in.
And that's it. And they just throw it in there. But here's the thing with all that. That is not lawful. That is statute that they vote on. So the Constitution supersedes all this. They can vote on any of the stuff we want, but we have to hold them accountable. Oh, how can you hold them accountable when they don't even read it? And now we're supposed to read all this crap? And it's just, but they just pass it, and then they're like, oh, that's just the way it is. Get pulled over by the police. Well, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. And it's like, but I don't need this because I'm traveling. I'm not in commerce and engaging in commerce. I don't need it. Oh, F you, get tased. And the thing is, they don't understand that, it's not lawful. The things that are, it's all statute, it's all regulation, it's all BS. It comes down to, if it does not follow the Constitution, if it does not fit into that framework, then it's null and void. Mm-hmm. But they play the game, and then they're like, well, I guess.
But they have at least 3 months before somebody can read it, object to it,
Right.
bring it
Then you got to take them to court and go through that BS. You know, get struck down.
But now with AI and all of this,
Right.
is there some way to? I mean, it would have to be reviewed by a human, I guess, because AI bias and all that.
That's okay though. But if it cites actual things, you know, to where AI can actually go through and say, blah, 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 this is the case law. Think of legal stuff. I mean, you know, like freedom and sovereignty, you know, citizen person, that kind of thing. Imagine AI using that, and then it cite all the cases that you use in this summary. And then you've got them, you know, because you see a lawyer, they get all these law books in the library. You got to go through and search case. Oh, wait a minute, you know, I'll talk to another lawyer. Do you know any cases like that? And like, oh yeah, that case law, you know, in this state. You know, imagine AI being able to go through and like in seconds search the whole thing, and then give you a summary and cite every freaking case. And then you're like, oh, now I know where to point to and where to go. I mean, to me, that's the benefit of it, because you can fact check it. And, you know,
you can put that filter on the front end of any of these bills that they're presenting, actually.
Right. And that's what I mean. I mean, you know, how empowering would that be if you like filter it? Well, just like you said, you know, you just like before you pour it in there, put it, you know, I don't want to put this oil in, I want to filter it, you know, whatever. And you know, you make it good and take out all the garbage and take out all the sediment and all of, you know, and AI, that's the empowering thing. So to me, it's just like the internet. The internet, oh, it's going to enslave us. Oh, you know, crypto's going to enslave us. Yeah, it's a tool. AI is a tool. And if you use it correctly, I mean, that's how they can't win, because, you know, they're trying to leverage it to where they're going to manipulate you and steal your soul and do all this stuff, but you got to volunteer into it. You know, it's all voluntary. And so you can leverage it against them, because that technology, you know, can expose all this stuff too. So it's that game that you play. We've got to use it. We can't just be compliant. We just use the tools.
Just like the Constitution, you could say, is open source, where anyone can read it and they can opt in and say, yes, I assign or apply to those rules. I agree with those rules. Those are our rules. That's our country's rules. And I've read them, and everyone can read them. And we agree to that. That is the law of the land or whatever.
Yeah.
If you had a filter that was AI, that every bill had to go through that AI filter, but that was open source, that anyone could see, that there's no hidden DEI bullshit behind the scenes or woke or even right-sided leaning, you know what I mean? That it was what was by we the people, and it was open source, where everyone could know that it was, you know, honest. Yep. And then all of those bills could be run through that, but it was open source. Yeah. Then could that be something that could expedite some of these tools and or things and help we the people?
Well, I think so, because if you think about it, you know, in the hands of somebody like Thomas Massie, you know, I think is a pretty good congressman out of Kentucky. I mean, you know, having the AI tools to be able to go just boom, spit it in. All these bills should be, you know, out there, and they probably are. You just got to search for them. But I mean, all those bills need to be out there, and then we need to like run it through the AI filter. He can run it through and say, look at this crap. And then you can do the same thing and validate it. And you're like, yeah, you're right. I mean, look at this crap. And then all of a sudden, we have this sudden awareness, and I think we're moving to that, to where, you know, it gets fact checked immediately. And we're all like, F that, that's BS. You ain't coming home for Christmas. And if you do, you ain't going to have a Merry Christmas, because you ain't going to get your freaking hot chocolate and walk down the street. And it's like, no, F your hot chocolate. You ain't getting hot chocolate. You don't get any peppermint schnapps. Screw you. You know, and I'm not serving you, because look what you did. And so, I mean, I think, you know, if we get to that point through technology, all of us can like verify this stuff in real time, because who could keep up with this? Even the Congress people that are paid, you know, all that money can't even read the bill. But if we have this tool that can like summarize the whole thing, you expose all the evil in it, and everybody can see it, and we can fact check it and do it ourselves easily. And then it's like, oh, okay, you know, this is not what I want. And then it comes down to the real people have to voice their opinion, show up and protest, show up at the congressman's office and say, hey, this is BS. You know it's BS. Yeah.
Show up at your city meeting. So Charlie and I came to Swerve building next door to mom. And so we have that lot now, and we had to show up for a city meeting to talk about our storage unit that's on the property, and have some accountability, have a conversation with our neighbors about it, all that kind of stuff. There had to be some decisions made. We're setting precedents in the town about having those containers on the property and what it's going to look like. And it was great to be a part of that conversation in the community. Is like, and they're like, look, we're not trying to pick on you. It's that, well, if we make rules for you, and you guys are nice people, and we know you're going to take care of it, and it's going to look nice, and it's going to be temporary. But if we just say, oh, we trust you, right? What happens when somebody else comes in and they have a beat up one, and they
a piece of crap, the wind, just rusted,
or they have 5 of them, or they, whatever. You never know.
Right.
And so there had to be some boundaries and rules and whatever. And so it was really cool to be part of that process and talk through that. And so that's where some people in the chat are talking about like, oh, the little guy always gets screwed with making the rules, or the I can't remember what everybody was saying, but their law does not protect misfit little people. But I disagree with that, and how I love you and I respect you. But I think there are laws that do protect us sometimes, because we need to respect each other's boundaries, or that can. It's not about, I understand what you're saying though, like big government.
At the macro level, I get it.
Bossing us around, but we should also respect each other's boundaries. We want to make sure that we're being respectful of our neighbors.
Right. And that's why I live where I live. I mean, because it's like, I don't want to deal with any of this. You know what I mean? And then as we become, in a civilization, we're civil to each other and we live around each other. It's like, that's why you have a homeowner association, to where it's like, I don't want junk cars on blocks out in front.
Right.
And so you've got rules that we all agree on, and, that we're paying to enforce it and that kind of stuff, because that's where we want to live. And if you don't like that, and I think of this one place, there was a house, in a town near me, before it all developed up, it was all cornfields. And, and then pretty soon, it was funny because I knew the people indirectly. They had Hillbilly Haven on the freaking house. Hillbilly Haven, and junk in the yard.
If that's
and they lived in the country. But then the city encroached, and then they started building all these houses. And it was funny because they had all these houses like building around them, and it was just this. Here they are, like right there, and there's no more cornfields. It's all
like, you didn't move, you guys moved.
Yeah, and finally, I think they sold. Here recently, maybe the family died off, whatever it was. But it was just kind of funny. And it's like, because you can choose to be where you want. I can't live in the city. I've lived in the city. I don't like it. It's okay. It's convenient. When I'm younger, it's fine. Now, can't do it, And so I choose to be out here where there really aren't any rules. You know what I mean? I can kind of do what I want. If I want to go out and the dogs bark and they get crazy, I want to shoot a gun in the air, I can shoot a gun in the air.
Yeah.
It's like...
I sent a meme to you the other day. Well, it's been a couple of months ago. And it was like something about like, I hate the world or something like that. And I was like, it just happened to look like your place. It was like, leave me alone. Yes. Or my dream, leave me alone. And I was like, oh, it looks just like your property. It was like surrounded by trees. And,
yeah, exactly. Tree wall.
Tree wall instead of a nice
tree fortress.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you make choices, and and that's the thing. You trade off some, I don't want to say freedom, but not everybody wants to, have somebody be able to just put whatever they want in the yard and have to look at it.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I respect
totally get it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why
you need those rules.
Different communities for different people, and that's how people can, what do they say? Fences make great neighbors. Strong fences make great neighbors. But anyway, so that's where I do think that, like, as people get afraid of AI, that if it's open source and we can all look at it and see what the rules are and then opt in, I do not think an opt out, or am I saying that the right way? Is opt in is the right way to do it, so that you're not automatically in something that you're not aware of.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to say, no, I'm choosing to be a part of something. An opt-in system is
But that's
probably.
how our nation was formed. I mean, and I got issues with the whole Civil War thing. I mean, because if states choose to opt out for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what the reason is. If they choose to opt out, they should be able to opt out if enough people in the state agree, because they agreed to opt in. And not everybody opted in at first. They're like, you know what? This Constitution's great. We need to reaffirm some certain things, like the First, Second Amendment. We need to have a little more, clarity on this stuff. And so they're like, okay, yeah, all right, we're good now. I mean, but they opted in to form the nation. It's just like we form a community. We opt into the neighborhood. States opted into this union. And if they want to opt out, should be able to opt out. If California wants to opt out and do their thing, good for them. I mean, they're like the 5th largest economy in the world. I mean, hey, they're going to be strong. That's a new nation. If Canada wants to opt in, cool, let them opt in. But it's a union, and that's the way it should be, to where, and really when you look at it, everything we do is a contract. We opt in, and then we should be able to opt out if we want to. And it's our choice, and it should be our choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, might makes right, and when you got a lot of firepower and a lot of dark money, it makes it a little hard to opt out sometimes. That's why you got to fix the money. It has to be transparent.
And that's the thing that won't shut down. They're saying military, or shut down, all this. They're like, except Social Security and the military.
I mean, dare I say, there used to be a thing called the militia. It's in the Constitution. So, I mean, there's always that.
There's that too. Yeah. I did think it was interesting. You remember in Cliff's old data where he said there will be a point, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was a data point associated with something else or what, but I do remember him talking about how people would stop getting paid. And that they would come in and start taking government property and
just walk out after this
paid. And so if this shutdown happens, I wonder, so Kamala and Biden and Jill toting a small child, which I thought was creepy. I don't know if that's a midnight snack or what they're doing, but they were called back tonight to
I saw that.
So I don't know why they're coming back tonight, other than is the shutdown going to actually happen tonight? And they got to get their stuff out. Time to call the U-Haul and move out. And are they going to take some stuff or not? Just
Charlie G, Allie, keep going south. We need a driver.
I don't know. But I wondered if some of this shutdown would trigger some of Cliff's data or show up as some of Cliff's data of workers, government workers taking computers and other things in lieu of payment, because they're not going to get paid for Christmas.
You never know. No Christmas bonus.
No Christmas.
But because of that, he's going to pick somebody up. Look out. I mean, no bonus, Clark.
You get... everybody's giving out office supplies for Christmas this year.
There's a stapler and has a half-used box of staples.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. It's interesting. I tend to think that there's some drama bombshell that's going to get dropped from the standpoint of there's still that whole remote viewing thing with the Dick Alligator group, to where, you got Congress. It's kind of like, oh my God, how do we lose power like this? And they're just vomiting all over the place. And it kind of came into my mind today, and so there's no coincidences. I thought, I wonder if there's something to this, to where, I mean, here they are shut down, and there's some rule or something that gets implemented in this whole interim, madness that's going on. Because, you talk about, Trump, this is, second term, continuity of government. It just makes me think that, if this thing shuts down, what does it trigger? Is there something kind of waiting in the wings? Is it the Mike Johnson thing he talks about? Because right now, Mike Johnson's the bad guy. He's horrible. He's pushing it through. And it's just like, it's all theater, and you got to look at it that way. There might be more to this than you think, and then something may happen. We may have a Santa hammer moment.
That's like the only thing we know, is that they're lying to us.
Right. We know it's not. What's on the surface, it's all just
BS.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more happening.
What you taught me.
in the background.
Straight from Central Casting.
Central Casting, yeah. And he talks about it all the time. I mean, he says it for a reason.
He
I mean,
literally does it all the time.
all the freaking time when you're listening. It's like, hey, right out of Central Casting, look, he looks like a general. And then you think, wait a minute, if he looks like a general, maybe he's not a general. Is he an actor? I mean, is he out of Central Casting for real? You know what I mean? It's just
When he says not the TV generals.
yeah, it says that. And it's just you just wonder. I don't know. I mean, and I can go dark on Trump. I can go light on Trump, you know, and it's just I don't know how this is all going to unfold. The thing is, you can make yourself nuts. Again, like the drones, like everything else that's happening. Oh, the shutdown. Oh, what's going to happen? Be calm, take deep breaths, you know, get zen, you know, get right with your creator and just let it flow through you. Stop. Don't win stupid prizes, like Cliff says. Don't get out in the freaking street and be, you know, just enjoy the show. I mean, it's really what it comes down to, because it's all a show. And stay out of the way. I mean, really.
Did you see all these Stephen Baldwin? He's done 2 now that
I know. That's odd stuff.
Messages. The second one, so the first one was like, oh gosh, I can't remember what he said on the first one. It was not as weird as the second one. The second one is hardcore, like Hollywood witches.
And throw down your weapons. It has been too long that you have suffered under the deception of Hollywood. So to all of the Hollywood witches, it is time for you to be set free.
Where's that black candle? Please.
By the power of the Almighty. Blessings.
Okay. See that black
Surrender
candle?
and throw down your weapons. It has been too long that you have suffered under the deception of Hollywood. So to all of the Hollywood witches, it is time for you.
Candle, Westwood?
Yes, I do. And then the whole bring up the RFK thing.
Okay. So then I don't know if I can find it.
You sent it to me, so it's in.
I sent it to you. It's
might have been messaging, or it might have been, I don't know. One of the channels, one of the pathways. Find it.
Or were you guys able to see that? Was I not sharing that?
I saw it.
Okay, you saw it, so everybody can see it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Then I have to show you guys this. So I kept seeing this. I have been seeing this black candle, and I'm like, what in the hell does that mean?
It just came to me. Go ahead.
Okay, so then let me
find
show
the
you
RFK thing.
Picture, and I'm like, so sometimes I see something and I know there's a there, but I do not know what it means. And then I have to share with you guys because I'm like, okay. Oh, I just found it. And this is the weirdest picture. So Senator Lankford from Oklahoma, who was the director of a huge Baptist children's camp for years and years and years, and he is my neighbor in Oklahoma. And his place, there's some weird stuff that's been happening at his place, but he met with RFK. Okay, wait, can I make this share? Present, share screen, window. Oh, yep, it'll let me do it. I had a good meeting with Robert F. Kennedy. We talked about pro-life priorities, drug innovation, and access, rural nursing homes, and eliminating waste and fraud in our government. Look at that weird ass lamp in his corner of his office. Big black candle. Like, that is not a normal thing.
No, and it's very similar to what you just saw in the other video. So
what does that
unpack
mean?
this. Let's unpack this a little bit.
I'm going to gematria it while you're talking.
Okay, so here's my initial thought, and there are no coincidences. You think about the witches in Hollywood. Okay, well, go back to Hollywood. What is Hollywood? What is Hollywood? The wood of holly. What was that used for? Wands and spells and casting. Here you go again. I mean, you know, so he's tying that in. But that candle, And then you see it there, and then you see it with the RFK. I mean, it's so prominent. It's like right there in the middle. I mean, it's like you can't miss it. So I'm curious what people in the chat think that symbolism is, because it's all symbols. I mean, they put the symbols in front of you, and it's just like, what do you think that symbolizes? And I think then you have to look at the context of what they're saying with that symbolism. What are they trying to convey? What are they trying to tell you? I mean, and having that out there, because everything's symbols. You know, that's how they communicate, symbolism. I mean, so I'm curious what anybody thinks about that. What that fire, that flame, that black candle, does it remind you of anything that you've ever seen before? Does it resonate with something? I'm curious what everybody thinks, because I have an idea that clicked into my head. It just popped in there. So I'm just wondering what anybody else, I don't want to bias it, you know, and I'm in the chat, you know, drop it in there. What do you think those things look like?
You know how we were talking about Superman before?
Yeah.
When did Superman come out? In July?
7/11.
July, it says July, Barack Obama, Sophia, Brandon, Benjamin, SpaceX, Easter, House. But look how big the July and Barack Obama are for Black.
Those are the big hits.
July and Barack Obama.
Interesting.
Olivia, Marduk, Morgan, Brazil, Mohammed, Mar-a-Lago. The biggest ones are Coinbase, Taiwan. God is dead.
Okay, there you go. St. Jerome, Crypto Experiences by St. Jerome says black candles have been used throughout time to cast curses or heal sorrows through magical means. Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, there's some magic there. There's something there. Like you said, you know it. You
knew there was a there when I saw it.
Right.
And I was like, wait, I saw a black candle somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, here's my first thing. We talked about Lord of the Rings, right? And my precious. Remember the Eye of Sauron? Look that up. The Eye of Sauron. I mean, it's this big black tower with the flame in the middle of it at the top. And that was my first thought when I saw those two candles. I'm like, that kind of looks like that whole symbolism. Yeah. It's, how do you spell Sauron? Is it Sauron? Lord of the Rings, Eye, Fire. I don't know. Search it up. Grok it up. Get Grok.
Here's the other really weird thing. Sean said yesterday on World Blockchain Roundtable, I don't know if you watched this, but the reverse of the word COVID is... Yeah,
I saw that. And I put in the chat the Dybbuk box. If you look up a Dybbuk box, because it's Divok, and then the original word is Dybbuk, D-Y, I think B-B-U-K. The Dybbuk box, that's where they capture like a demon and hold it in there. So if you're ever thrifting and you come across a Dybbuk box, don't open it. Don't release it. I mean, but that's the thing. It captures this energy, this dark energy. It's like this chain that holds it in. And it's there's a whole thing there. So no, he was right on track. And I mean, you look at the history of that, the word, where it comes from, and what
there's Bible verses
like jinn and genie, you know, the bottle, you know, all this evil spirits being, you know, it's the whole same thing.
Synagogue of Satan and all that. Anyway, it's very interesting. Sauron. Here, Crypto Experiences by St. Jerome spelled it for us. S-A-U-R-O-N. The opposite of evil is live. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
So we're being uneviled.
Yeah. And so again, it's you can look at it and say, oh my gosh, these are dark forces at work. But then on the other side, it's like, no, these are people like showing you and putting it out there. And ultimately it comes down to your decision. You're opting in or opting out. You know, it's like, what path are you going to take? You know, what does it mean to you? You know, and so that's really what it comes down to. Jeff, my boy, in the house, baby.
I agree with that. I think it's, I'm getting chills. I think it's the undoing of the negative. Like,
yeah. And that's the thing. You can believe whatever you want. The thing is, your belief, we, like you've said before, to tie it all together, we are the energy. We manifest reality. I mean, we are the energy. I mean, we create reality. We create existence. Why do you think they try so hard to manipulate our minds through, you know, programming, you know, TV programming and everything? I mean, because they know how powerful we are. And so we have to kind of like, you know, have a veil and, you know, convince them that this is what's happening. That's what's happening. And then all you got to do is just trust yourself and say, you know what? None of this matters. Drones? I don't know. They don't exist. You know, and you manifest it into existence. It's like the word, it's like the breath, the spirit, what we make it happen, it just boom. And you have to envision it, you have to believe it. And if enough people, just do the same thing, whole thing changes overnight. Done.
Yeah.
Because the power's here. The power's right here. I mean, vampires have no power except deception. I mean, they have no power. They need your energy. They need your blood. It's the whole symbolism of the whole thing. They can't come in the house unless you invite them. It all means something. And they're vampires. And once you understand that
but they're
analogy,
also being exposed so much right now. I mean, and that's where then they do lose their power when they're being exposed.
Yes.
Right. Because
exactly. Dark to light. The light kills the darkness. I mean, a vampire, they're a parasite. I mean, what kills parasites? Garlic kills parasites. Garlic, vampires don't like it. All this stuff, it's so simplistic. I mean, really, that we've just missed the whole damn thing. But that's what it is. If you understand, hey, you're vampires. Okay, you're parasites. Okay, you're not allowed in here unless I invite you in. Okay. Done. You don't have any power. And I'm not giving you power. So the sun in the sky, we talk about, solstice right now, the sun, the resurrection, 3 days, we're going through. It's all symbolism. It's all teaching us something. It's in front of us. It's right in front of our faces and we don't even see it. Whiskey, cigars, dogs, it comes down to real stuff, I guess. I'm hedging myself.
Napping.
Cigars, dogs, a little bit of silver, Litecoin. Good friends. Good friends. They go on the road to do magical things for you,
Yeah. We've been doing the science experiment today. Cannon's having a really good day. He's feeling really good. And so we are doing our 7th grade science experiment. He's doing whether silver helps prevent milk from spoiling. And he's taking pictures and watching, because iodine, if you put iodine in milk, you very little bit, like one little drop.
Like a drop.
If it starts spoiling, it starts turning blue. The iodine makes the milk turn blue.
Really? I didn't know that. Well, that's a good little test.
So he learned it from his investigation, his background work. There's articles in the India Times. So India's, developing country, whatever. Okay. So an inexpensive way to test milk.
Even though they have some of the most ancient, literature out there.
Well, an inexpensive way to tell milk for bacteria is to put a drop of iodine in it. And if it turns blue, then it has bacteria in it. So anyway.
Interesting. No, that's it. All the information's out there, but instead they hide it because, Ozempic.
There you go. But anyway.
Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
He interviewed Bix for.
The doctor says, of course it's right, because I get a bonus every time I prescribe it.
Of course they do. And they get to go to Hawaii for the convention every year and write it off and bring their girlfriend, not their wife.
Well, son of a biscuit.
It's great. Yeah. But anyway.
That's a spaces conversation.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But so we've been having the timer. He's been doing his timer thing.
Aloha.
Documenting all this stuff. Yeah. It'll be fun. So.
Yeah. Iodine, you saturate your, what is it? I can't, forgotten more than I've ever learned. Holy crap. When you get radiation poisoning, it's your, what gland?
Pineal.
I don't know if it's that. It's the pituitary. Is that what it is? I don't know. That's what maybe it is. I don't know. But if you saturate it with good iodine, and then the bad iodine can't come in. And so, if you've got good iodine and you don't need much, you get to a certain level, you don't need any more, it's like saturated and, otherwise it overflows. And so, you get that, and iodine's cheap. I mean, you get the good organic iodine, and with the real salt where it's coming from. Anyway, and then you saturate your brain with it because,
So that was another thing, like he was looking at, what would be good for globally, an inexpensive way to help, because, help people know if it was good. But anyway, he went into the whole thing. So he's been testing his milk every hour. And then I was like, this is taking a long time because Nana's house is cold and I've got a
Like my
heater
house.
over here. So I'm like, we're going to have to extend the test probably all weekend. I don't know. Somebody's very upset. Rude. Completely ignored me.
What happened?
I don't know. I guess I missed a
Thyroid. That's it.
No, I didn't miss your comment.
What did we miss?
I don't know. Somebody's just
Somebody's toasty.
Somebody's
Let's
like,
find out.
"Who completely ignored
Who
me."
got ignored?
But you didn't get
I
ignored.
don't even see what happened here.
You're just cranky.
Rude, completely ignored. I don't know.
There's not a previous comment.
Yeah.
They're just mad.
It's probably on my chat and posted something and then came over here. And then
it
so
didn't
now
show up.
we've like disconnected the streams. I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're just angry.
Hey, I love everybody. I really do. Until you're,
We're grateful
jerk.
you're here, but like a little grace is always welcome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just it's a bot or something. So
Rumble dummy.
you're out.
Bootleg gone.
You gone, cranky pants.
You gone.
Gone, cranky pants. Only love here. Silver lined beanie. I wondered. So he also found that in his, or actually Bix told him in his interview. He was like, yeah, actually they're using silver.
Silver impregnated materials.
Yeah, to prevent like stinkage of clothes. And I was like, every teenage boy needs to know that.
Exactly. Samsung used to make a washer that had silver impregnated something. I don't know. It was like in it to like sanitize it. And I don't know if they're doing it anymore. They used to. I mean, I'm like, that's a great idea. My mother-in-law, when she was alive, I mean, we took care of her. She had, like on her feet, she would get diabetic ulcers. I think they called it, whatever it is, And so we would use Manuka honey, out of New Zealand. I mean, any honey will work, but the Manuka honey has more healing properties apparently. And then we'd use silver, and we'd put silver on it and bandage it. And then, lo and behold, 5 years later, after we've been doing this, on the, our own and doing the research, we've got silver bandages impregnated with silver ions, that you can put on there. And guess what? We got a little Manuka honey in there too. I'm like, why do you think I carry a silver coin in my pocket? That's when I started doing it, because I'd go to the hospital with her all the time or go to the doctor's office. And I'm like, rubbing the silver on my hands because all this infection around. And but silver, I mean, it's one of those things. Again, silver bullet kills the werewolf, it kills the bad things. There's a reason for these allegories. I mean, hello, it's in your face.
So thanks for asking, St. Jerome. You are now. You're a moderator now.
You got a hammer.
Pay attention.
Bring in the wrench.
You got a wrench.
You got a Christmas wrench, bro.
Christmas wrench.
You're gonna lock it down.
Thank you for asking.
Hit him hard.
The fam. Lord.
All right, let me look at my list. I made some lists, real quick.
Yeah, make a list because Charlie.
BlackRock Bitcoin ad. Did you see the BlackRock Bitcoin ad?
No.
That Sailor retweeted, and it's got a little caption on it. It says,
everyone buy Bitcoin so I can buy my own stock.
This is dangerous. I mean, seriously, Master MSTR, the ticker for MicroStrategy, MSTR, it was down like 13% because Bitcoin dumped from, like $5,000. It went down to like $95,000. And so his stock dumped 13%. I mean, imagine if Bitcoin has a real dump that we're used to. I mean, his stock's going to get just decimated. So, I don't know. As long as the number goes up, everything's good. We see this every cycle. As long as the number goes up, stake your Bitcoin, make interest on your Bitcoin, put your Bitcoin here, let us custody it, and put your money into it, and then you get wrecked. Just saying. But the BlackRock ad that came out on Bitcoin, everybody's like, oh, excited. BlackRock's going to have an ad on Bitcoin. Oh, BlackRock, Black Cube. Oh, yeah. They had in the caption that said, well, there's 21 million Bitcoin now, but that's not a fixed supply. That could change in the future.
What?
Oh, go look it up. Search it up. It's there. It's a real deal. It's a BlackRock ad for Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh, they're already telling us.
I guess
they got to tell us what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
they're not alliant with the ETF. I mean, technically.
No, and the thing is, think about it. If governments get involved, and if governments make it conducive for because mining is what's going to change that. Only the miners can, make that happen. Roger Ver thing, fork off. You put energy into the mining, and that's why you get Bitcoin Cash. Hey, I'm going to mine Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin. That's whatever. So what happens is, let's say we're going to have all the miners and make it conducive for all miners to come here. It's going to be cheap, and we're going to be the Bitcoin capital of the world, and we're going to make it so cheap to mine Bitcoin with free energy, this and that, real cheap energy. And then you get all the miners here, and then you say, you know what? You kind of need to make this code change. You kind of need to expand the supply and double it to 42 million because it's kind of a national security thing, and they strong arm these miners, and that kind of thing could happen. I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, but they tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And so if you look at the BlackRock ad, it says right there, and Saylor retweeted it like it's a great thing. I look at that and I'm like, that's an anathema. That is like horrific, that you would ever have more than 21 million Bitcoin that could exist. I mean, that's the whole concept. It's a scarce, it's store of value because there's only so many of them. And, the whole narrative just falls apart at that point. But next generation comes along. They're like, I can't buy any Bitcoin. All I can afford is like 0.0001. All the boomers, they got rich on Bitcoin. I didn't know about it. I wasn't even born out yet. And you know what I mean? And then you vote. They voted in and said, let's double the supply. Okay, we'll regulate these miners, and we're going to tell them what they need to do, because they're businesses that have to operate under a license in this vampire casino. I mean, what's to stop them from doing that? I'm telling you, if they put it out there, they're going to do it.
But if we have 0 point energy, and it's
right.
about transacting peer-to-peer, and it's not about the dollar.
Right. It's not about, oh my gosh, I got bigger bags than you do, therefore I am greater than thee.
The bags go away,
or thou.
Then it changes.
It changes the whole narrative because it's like, I don't need that for a store of value because my value is in real time because I have free energy. Why do I need to store up my value? I can create value on an everyday basis. And that's the thing we got to think about. You create value every day.
We're enslaving ourselves when we think about I need to stack something to have more than someone else.
I know. And I'm not selling it. I ain't buying a car that I need. I ain't letting loose
even
this
the
stuff.
auto mentality is that's the Picasso in the attic. That is that you're enslaving yourself.
It's the pet rock that David didn't shoot from his slingshot to kill Goliath.
I'm telling you. That's how they trick us. The treasury. I think about when we were little, and they were talking about, Johnny was talking about this yesterday, and they would give you'd get a half. They would give you a piece of paper that they told you were buying it at half price if you kept it long enough.
Yeah, if you keep it until after you're dead, you might make it. You might be whole on it.
Twice as much, and I'm like, no.
U.S. savings bonds.
You're just buying it at what it's actually worth. And they're saying if you keep it long enough, you'll probably outpace, or you won't just outpace inflation and you'll get it back or whatever. But they're tricking you to saving it.
They're tricking you to locking up your energy and not doing anything with it.
Energy. Yes. They're tricking you to locking it up
I know.
And not getting your interest. They're getting your interest.
Well, they got it all. They stole your energy, and then they're going to give you back less, even though it looks like more. It's the grand deception.
It's the people that say, "Oh, I got a tax refund." That just means you overpaid.
Exactly. You paid too much to the vampire casino all year, and they're like, you get a little bit back, but in the process, that money you got back could have bought more last year.
That means
because we screwed you through inflation.
They've been using your money for a year, and you overpaid.
It's a mind F. Is really what it comes down to. It really is.
It really is.
I saw Cynthia Loomis, Congresswoman, who's pro crypto, and I got some issues with her. She wants, because Jerome Powell came out on Wednesday when they lowered the rates by 1/4 of a point. Didn't matter. I mean, so they lowered the rates, and then Powell in his speech, somebody asked about Bitcoin. I don't even know what the real question was. I mean, are you guys going to hold Bitcoin? I guess generically.
Yeah,
and then he said, we can't hold Bitcoin.
Yeah, we can't.
We can't, as the Fed spokesman. And then someone who represents people in this country, in this union from a state, says, hey, I want to create a bill that would allow the Fed to hold Bitcoin. Why in the world, if you know anything about monetary policy and the history of corruption in monetary systems, would you want the Fed to hold it? If anything, a treasury should hold it. Why would you want the Fed to hold anything like Bitcoin, anything, gold, anything? They shouldn't have to have any, they're just a printing machine. It's just a debt bank. And I mean, why would you want them to have anything that is a monetary asset? I mean, so to me, that's just a total lack of understanding of what, this whole system is. And, no, vote no on that deal. Good Lord, what's wrong with her? She's either ignorant or compliant, or complicit, I should say.
Yeah.
Drones told me to do it. Yeah. We talked about the Solstice, 3:20 a.m. tonight, this morning. We got Don Crenshaw going to battle with Cat Turd, the one-eyed bandit, going to battle with the cat. On Twitter, and what a mess.
Say that again.
Oh, Dan Crenshaw, the guy with the patch.
Yes. Uh-huh.
He's talking about how I was a veteran, I did this, I did that. How dare you question me and what I've done? And then Cat Turd, the big Cat Turd, he's like, I was a veteran too, F you, and then you got Dan Crenshaw saying, you can't question me, basically. And it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, we can question you because you're an elected official, that we gave you power to represent us. So why are you like trashing the populace? I don't know. That was a whole shat show that happened.
He's been like pretty much MIA for months, and then all of a sudden he's out again. That's been kind of weird too.
But I mean, it's like a character in a movie, though. I mean, you got the patch.
Well, it's all a movie. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there's that. Talked about the cognitive dissonance of having Doge and eliminating debt ceiling. No, I guess the last thing is I'm not buying Bitcoin. I will not own any Bitcoin because I don't need to own Bitcoin, because if we have a Bitcoin strategic reserve, I know my Social Security is going to be safe because the government is going to pay off all the debt with a little bit of Bitcoin, and my Social Security, I don't have to worry about it because I always thought I'll never get it. I'll never get paid out in it. And, I will, but it'll be like totally devalued and worth nothing. They send me a statement every year. Oh, if you died today, this is, what your family would get. And if you retired, at 1962, I got a whole Kennedy vibe going. I think I might have been there in Dallas at the time. I don't know, a different life, that kind of thing. Like the whole Kennedy thing is like the biggest thing that drives me. But anyway, there's 10 years from now, I'll be 62. I think that's the minimum that you can start collecting Social Security. You can wait longer and get more money and, wait longer. It's like, I don't get it while you can get it and do something with it. Buy some Litecoin, buy some silver, buy some whiskey, and cigars. So why would I buy Bitcoin if the government's going to hijack Bitcoin and have 5 million of them or whatever? I mean, they're going to be completely solvent, and they're going to be like the greatest thing. It'll be the golden age of the digital age. So my Social Security is safe. So I ain't got to worry about it. So in 10 years, I'm living high on a hog, baby. Why would I buy the Bitcoin? The government's got my back. They got it covered.
Trust the government. They're here to help.
Sarcastic Westwood.
They're here to help.
Absolutely.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Yeah.
Get around.
All right. Spaces. I'll send out a link. Follow me on X,
Follow
Twitter.
Westwood on X/Twitter. There's links in the description, and you can go to clintwestwood.net to find more information, ways to follow him, find me. Go to my website, likequinlisa.net, for more information. We will have meetup information for April 15th-ish for a big weekend in Arkansas. We'll be raising funds for a great family. We'll be meeting up. We'll be talking about freedom. We'll be talking about silver. We'll be talking about cryptos. But mostly we'll be hanging out.
Getting big hugs. There's going to be a line for the hugs from Lisa, and I might get a couple people, that show up for me.
Whatever. Yes. All the hugs will be there. Whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, you get hugged when you
You get a hug.
meet up.
So if
So,
you
at,
don't like it. Hey,
at,
at the bottom of every rabbit hole, well, the T is silent. Anyway, think about that one. The T, yeah. Anyway,
okay.
rabbit.
See you guys. Oh, they changed up my stuff. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Love to you all.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.